Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As above, so below. We are definitely talking about lunar energy. This is Moon Day to each and every one of you guys. This is your first time in my life. My name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. Those are the African traditional sciences by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. To each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for being a part of this platform, and to those that are been contributing to not only to my Patreon, also to those that have visited my website. Thank you so very, very much. Also to those that have joined my graveyard work, appreciate you and welcome to the clan. To each and every one of you guys, first of all, I want to say salutations to my Madrina, to my Padrino, and to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Ajay. Whether you are Yami or whether you are an Eastern Star or Mason. What's up there, Chironda Aries in the house, first in the line. And what's up, Monique 444 Crab Cakes? Is that not my royal artiste in the house? How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you guys for being with us on tonight. This is a very a personal night, and I want to share many of you guys. I am in honor of my head of Risha Mafedifun Oya and also Mafedifun Babaluaye. I am rocking Mafedifun Yimiya, La Serene to some, and also Mama Chola, not Mama Chola, but Madriaga. I do apologize. What's up there, Demetrius Clark? Welcome to our advanced class. Appreciate you. To all of you guys that have got your advanced class or have gotten, are going to get your advanced classes, you will understand more so than any why it is important to have that information up under your tool belt, how to utilize that energy, and how to make the connections by which the things that I taught. What's up there, my Ryan is in the house. What's up there to each and every one of you a part of this tribe, to those that have hit that like button, those that have comment behind these videos, which are helping the algorithm for other people to get this information. What's up, Mama Susan? How you doing, Gemini? I want to say also salutations to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. I am telling you guys, it is important what we're going to talk about tonight. If I were you, sir and ma'am, if you are really trying to learn what real magic is, real spirituality, how to utilize it in the ATRs, whether it's hoodoo, root work, whether it's conjure, whether it's Kabbalah, it is whether it is Palo, whether it is Obia, whether it is Santa or Santeria, Lakumi, or whatever ATR, or just everyday life. I'm gonna talk some real stuff tonight. And what's up there, my Boaz, my Pisces in the house? I want to talk some real stuff because I want to share with you guys from an individual that has been practicing magic since a child. And I'm 51 years old, and I say that oftentimes because I don't want that to be overlooked. I want to be as fair as I could possibly be with all of those that may listen and be a part of my platform. What's up there, my Fedifun Oshun is in the house. What's up, my baby Scorpio? When I discuss this tonight, I want you to take it from somebody that has dealt with a lot of people, have counseled a lot of people, have that's including a family, my children, loved ones, enemies, adversaries, all those in between. People I like, people I did not like. And I want to have a real grown-up conversation with many of you guys, especially if you're going to be following me, if you intend to ever get initiated under me or crowned under me. This is going to be important. Also, to those that do not take life seriously, this is not the live for you. If you are a type of individual that you think that you have read enough books or watched enough videos and you have become a master guru, this is not the live for you. If you think that you can buy the gift of God and you can buy your way to the spirit world, this is not the live for you. You're going to get offended in this live. To those that don't understand the process and refusing to learn universal laws, and that you believe that you're going to gain all these powers and abilities and you're going to do what you want to do, this is not the live for you. This is for grown folks. I do not teach. I don't have cheering church at my church, and I do not teach children. I teach grown people that make decisions for their lives, and they're willing, sir and ma'am, to do what is necessary for their own personal growth and development. Thank you so much to each and every one of you guys. Now, put my glasses on. Please hit that like button as you come in. Now, we're going to talk about something tonight. Let me clean these. Talk about something tonight. Now, if you have gotten products from me, if you have gotten any work from me, if you have ever gotten, if you have watched any of my videos, this is going to be very, very, very helpful for you. If you have gotten any of my classes, intermediate, advanced, or beginners, if you have watched one of my videos, this is going to be helpful unto you. If you have been with me over a period of time, this is going to be helpful to you as well. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, our subject tonight, limitless love, intelligence. Oh, I like that. United, we stand. All right, I like that. United, we progress. I think that's what it says. But thank you so much. I like that terminology. Now, when I say universal laws, these are the systems that were set up in the universe that all of us agreed to when we came down to this earth plane. So that applies to each and every one of us. Whether you decide to walk in your destiny, whether you decide to go contrary, break your contract, whatever you so choose to do on this earth plane, whether it's positive or negative to your outcome, we all are influenced by universal laws. Now, my subject tonight is take the counsel, not the experience. Now, I do understand that I don't control nobody, and grown people make decisions for themselves. I do not force anybody to get graveyard work classes. I employ people that want to grow and develop and want to be able to have a better understanding of how I do things and how I think and how I do my magic, and so they would have a better understanding why I may use certain terminology, why I may use certain verbiage. And what's up, Natasha Foster? Oh, I needed to see you tonight. Natasha Foster, my Aquarius from North Carolina. Aphrodisiac, aka. So, what do I mean? Apostle, I'm not a Christian. I don't use the Bible. I don't practice hoodoo. I am a solitary witch. I am a medicine woman. I am a shamanist. I'm a yiyami. Fine, it's still going to apply to you. Now, I have been privileged. And I'm going to use the word privilege before I start, because I do realize that everybody did not come up spiritually the way that I did, and did not have the opportunities, the exposures, and also the tutelage. Now, the reason why I say take the counsel and not the experience, I know that our people, melanated people, are very prone to want to experience things rather than take counsel. Counsel means advice. And when I say advice, I'm talking about advice for somebody that is experienced, somebody that is proven, and somebody that has a trustworthy character. And I always, like the old people say, consider the sword. That it is a trustworthy individual. Now, I have taught enough people, I have shared enough people, I have prayed for enough people to understand that no matter how much, and I'm speaking to people that, number one, I want to give some advice to any beginner. If you are a beginner in any form of magic, the first thing that you need to do is figure out who you are. You don't need to know about the pantheon. You do not need to know about the logos. You don't need to know about Christianity. You need to understand you. I'm going to explain why. When you are a beginner, you can become many things if you don't know who you are once you enter into Christianity, once you enter into Ifa, once you enter into Voodoo or Santeria or Lakuma or any of these ATRs. When you don't know who you are, you don't know how to keep you don't know how to keep your form, who you are. It's like singing. No matter how many other voices are singing, you need to keep your voice and your tone. A lot of people that claim to fall in the category of beginner have too much information about things before they figure out who they are. And the reason why you need to know who you are is because you're going to be who you are no matter what you practice, who you encounter, and what experiences you have. And when you don't know enough about you, the experiences and who you encounter can shape you before you actually become who you were actually designed to be. So being a beginner is not light work. It is a very heavy responsibility that you can find yourself down different pathways and byways and become and experience things that it was never meant for you to experience, but because you didn't understand that you are a beginner. A beginner cannot find a teacher, because in order to find a teacher, you must be able to be taught. And you got to understand enough about you to know what you have need of. That's why people get in college or in life and they get lost and a lot of stuff happen to them because they don't know who they are. Picking up a book, watching a video can bring more confusion to you in your beginner stage because you will have information that may not be necessary for you to have. You can be in a situation as a beginner and you are listening to conversation you should not be indulging in. And that's something you, sir and ma'am, don't know until you actually be almost like when the Lord told Adam, who told you you were naked? When you're a beginner, there are certain things you should not be exposed to because you don't need your formative years in the ATRs, your formative years in magic to be influenced by other people with bad habits, bad practices, bad behavior, not good stewards. All of these people can change your trajectory before you ever get started. There are people that can give you a bad taste in your mouth before you ever get started. Trying to become friends with people in ATRs and you don't know who you are is not good counsel. You need to know you. What's up there, my love? My Taurus is in the house. Now, I'm going to say this, and I know that many of you guys were going to completely overlook what I'm saying because you know better. What do I know? I only have 51 years of experience. What do I know? I have been practicing ATR successfully, and I have been a part of some of the most highest form of magic that we have had the opportunities in this earth realm. But what do I know? So as a beginner, my advice to you is to actually be a beginner. Don't go into things trying to act like you know something. And I'm going to explain why. Because when you make people and you try to convince people that you know, then you don't learn. The more you say you know, the more you don't learn. I'm going to say this again. As a beginner, the more that you get out here, thank you, Tree Runner, for that $19.99. The more you get out here in E5 Voodoo Santeria and as a beginner, talking as though you are already learned because you've read something, you've heard something, you've been told something, the less somebody is going to be inclined to teach you as a beginner. Because now you're acting like you know. Melanated people don't like to operate in a place of beginning. And I'm telling you, what you're going to do, if you do contrary to what I'm going to say, is you're going to find yourself connecting with other people that are assuming that you are at a certain level, and then they're going to handle you as such. And they're not going to know that you don't know what you don't know until they find out that you don't know it. And a lot can happen to you before they find that out. So, I know there's a song out there say experience is the best teacher. But I'm going to tell you something. There are certain experiences out here in this thing called real life that can happen to you that can make you walk away from Christianity, walk away from your destiny, walk away from your husband, walk away from your wife. Huh? A lot of you guys right now have a jaded outlook on your tradition. Is simply because when you were in your formative years, you were not operating like a beginner, and neither were you treated like a beginner. Okay? I'm not, once again, you grown, do it how you want to do. What do I know? I just been doing this forever. You need to know yourself before you enter into the ATRs. There are already traps. There are already people out here that are going to take advantage of you, especially when you identify yourself as a know-it-all. When you talk more than you listen, I'm telling you right now, as a beginner, you're not going to be taught. You're going to be spending money and you're not going to be learning nothing. And you're going to complain as a beginner that you're not learning nothing because you don't understand that your character and how you conduct yourself determines whether somebody is willing to even take out time to actually teach you anything. Because people that have already gone through these experiences don't have time to struggle with you to help you learn anything unless you want to be taught. If you already know, there's no reason to speak. I don't care how much money you give. You call it derecho, you call it tithe and offering, you can call it your bread, you call it whatever you want. You can spend all the money you want. But I'm telling you, if you are going to get involved in the ATRs, then you need to understand you, and you need to understand your position as a beginner, and that you're here to learn and not to be teaching nobody. And the moment that you are sharing information, I'm telling you, sir and ma'am, whether you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, any of that. You can be in Obia, you can be in Masonic order. Baby, no matter what it is. The moment your elders see you either trying to teach somebody else as a beginner, they already know you're a problem. Because if you're trying to learn something, you have no business not only trying to gather information yourself, you have no business trying to teach anybody in the class. Now, I'm going to tell you again, do it however you want to do it. Don't listen to me because I don't know nothing. I have not achieved anything in this spiritual community. I have not excelled. I have not healed anybody. I have not had any successful ventures in my life. So therefore, don't listen to me. Keep going here and claiming to be a beginner and think that these people that are going to look at you and not know that you are a beginner, but you acting like you grown. Now, we all have been in that household and being around children or people that have been in other people's household and acting grown. And all it does is hinder your opportunity to be a child. So I'm going to tell you what I tell all young people. Just like I told my children. Be a child. Be a beginner while you can. You got plenty of time to be grown. If God let you live to be 70 years old, you only have 0 to 18 to be a child. You're going to spend more of your lifetime being a grown adult. So I would advise you to enjoy whatever liberties you have at being a child, at being a yabo, at being a beginner in these practices. Because once you exit that, then other responsibilities come along with that. Take it how you would. Being a beginner, understand you're going to pay just to listen. You're going to pay just to learn. Don't get into this thinking that somebody, because you done paid your money, that they're going to teach you something above your capacity to learn. Because they're not. Are you hearing me? Get into these ATRs. Operating as a beginner, you're going to get hurt. Because you're going to be entering into rooms and in spaces where people you should not be having conversation with. And you're going to have people that are going to be telling you what you should be listening to and what you should be doing when you should be listening to your elders and your leaders. Do not overcommit if you are a beginner. Do not overcommit. And what I mean by that, sir and ma'am, you need to figure out what kind of time you have in your life that you can devote to your ATR or your particular craft. If you are married or you're in a relationship, that is going to affect you in your process. I don't care if you're doing Christianity. Being in relationships, having children, affect how you can function in the ATR. Can I say this again? Do not think that your Tata, your Mambo, your Hugan is going to care that you marry. Before you get involved in the ATRs, figure out, do you have the time? Are you willing to commit to that particular tradition? Figure out your strength and your weaknesses. Work on that. Family issues. These are all beginning stages. If you got a problem and you cannot afford to practice the ATRs, sir and ma'am, don't. Don't make it a bad experience because you cannot afford the journey. You're not willing to sacrifice for the journey. Don't make it a bad experience at Disney World because you don't want to pay the prices of Disney. I'm going to say this again. It doesn't matter if you're in hoodoo, voodoo, it all costs. Some cost more than others, but sir and ma'am, at the beginning, it's still going to cost you. If you don't learn any spells, it's still going to cost you to be in them people present. I'm just being honest with you. You can take it. You can listen, not listen. You don't have to. If you are a beginner and you have children, if you are a beginner and you are not confident in displaying your spirituality with your family, husband, wife, partner, and your children, you, sir and ma'am, are on a hard road. And it's going to have a negative, listen to me well, beginners. It's going to have a negative impact on your experience in whatever ATR there is because you're going to go into that as a beginner wanting everybody to be supportive. And it is a personal journey. Can I say that again? It is a personal journey. To my intermediate, these are the ones that have passed elementary school. All the basic fundamentals of the ATRs, magical practices. You understand the fundamentals to the ATRs, the universal laws. Now you are in intermediate space. My advice to you, sir and ma'am, listen if you will, ignore what I'm saying. Who am I? Just Chief Apostle Eden. My first advice to you, intermediate, and once you have passed your fundamentals, is to understand this. Know how to connect and disconnect. Intermediate is about connectivity of your energies, your chakras, call it whatever you want to call it. If you don't learn how to connect and disconnect, you're going to have a hard time being able to navigate in these spiritual streets. You're not going to know how to get rid of parasitic people or people that drain you, and you're also not going to know how to harness energy that you have need of. This is why some of you get into these ATRs and you get drained because you are in conversation with people that are vampiric in nature. You're in conversation with people that are ignorant and don't want none out of life. They're going to drain you. You're in connectivity with people that are nothing but beggars and takers, and you don't know how to disconnect from those individuals. If you are intermediate, your next advice that I would give you, if you are trying to grow in spirituality and you have taken my intermediate class, is to understand why you are connected to the moon and why you need to disconnect. Why you're connected to the sun and you need to disconnect. Why you're connected to the water element and you need to disconnect. You need to understand that it is nobody's responsibility to unplug your lamp. It is nobody's responsibility to unplug your iron. That is your responsibility. When you open a portal, your job is to know how to close it. So all of you that like to run and bypass fundamentals and jump into the connectivity of how to connect with Oshun and how to connect with Obatala and how to connect with Ezeli Dontor and how to connect with your ancestor. And now you got all these cords pulling from you. Because you're going to do all this on your own. You're not going to get no spiritual advice. You ain't going to get nobody to teach you nothing because you have the power. You have the power. We glad you got the power. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to have so many health issues. Because when you don't know how to disconnect, you're going to be drained. And what you're going to do is you're going to go out here in this thing called life. And you're going to connect to this person because now you're going to fight for your family. You're going to fight for your children. You're going to fight for your job. You're going to fight for your business. And all this fighting are nothing but another connectivity to your battery. Because you ain't learned that you got too many irons in the fire. You ain't learned why we say you got too much on your plate. Because all that has to do with you being connected. This is why you don't need more than one lover. Because if you connect to that many people and you don't got a lot of energy, you're going to drain you very quickly. This is why when you jump from church to church or elay to elay and person to person, you are still connected to that person. You have not disconnected from that first spiritualist you were with. You are not disconnected to that first relationship. You have not disconnected from any of that because you don't understand how to connect and disconnect your energy field. Because you don't think it's important. You think the next spell, you haven't finished the last spell. That spell that you put out there is still draining from you. I'm going to say this to intermediate people. Do not overload yourself. And you're going to do it because you have this mentality from Christianity that you have all power. Now, the divine masculine and feminine energy is inexhaustible. Sir and ma'am, we are exhausted. We can tire and we can get drained. I'm going to say this again. So all of you that are intermediate class and you don't like to take care of your body, and you don't take care of your health, you like to use drugs, you like to stay up late, you're going to find out very quickly that you're not going to not only be good for yourself, you're not going to be good for other people. You're going to understand why your cleansings are so important. You're going to understand why cutting cords are so important. You're going to understand why we utilize black obsidian. You're going to understand why we invest in our protection. And that's even when we're around people that actually got it for us. No less than people that don't got it for us. Because even the people that got it for you can be very draining. People that want to touch on you all the time, love on you. Even having sex can be very draining. Even good sex can be very draining. I don't know. This is why I keep me a spiritual bath going on. Because I understand how to connect and disconnect. So all of my advice to you, if you're in the intermediate class, once again, connectivity. I would not run out there and rush out there and gain all these tools because you're connected to each and every one of these tools. I wouldn't light 100 candles because you're connected to each one of those candles. I wouldn't create 47 gree bags because you're connected to 47 gree bags. This is why every spiritualist that does their own product, when you get through making your product, you are tired because your ache, your energy goes into that. That's why a lot of people that get into the ATR don't understand why it is important that spiritual people get their rest or they eat or they do all these other things, is because their energy is being drained by the products they make, because those products are connected to them. That's why some of y'all think people just jump up and do stuff, because you don't understand the connectivity, because you say you're learning what you're learning. To all of you that are in advance, what's up there, Chris from Philadelphia? Now, my advice, you can take the experience, you can bypass my advice, experience whatever you want to experience. All I'm telling you, if you get out here in that intermediate class and you want to experience what it is not to know how to disconnect, you're gonna experience so much drainage, and not for a good thing. You're going to experience people being able to tap into your energy and utilize your energy for things that they want to do and not for yourself. People are going to benefit more off of your ache than you're going to benefit off your ache. People are going to get in relationship with you and take your prosperity from you and leave you. I've heard, I've seen, I've indulged. I'm not guessing, I'm not assuming. I know what I'm talking about. All of you that don't know how to close your energy off to your spouses, your lovers, keep on. All of you that got all your own business and don't know how to turn it on and turn it off, just continue. And you're going to understand that energy got to come from somewhere. And if you're not taking care of yourself and not energizing yourself and recharging yourself, you know what's going to happen? You're going to drain, and then you're going to end up in your reserves, which you call it your life force energy. And all of a sudden you're going to start aging before time. Your body's going to start breaking down because you have not learned how to disconnect. And that even through the social media program. If you don't have the ache or the skill set or the tools to cleanse yourself, protect yourself, you should not be out here allowing your energy to be connected to all these people, places, and things. Keep listening to these people. Oh, I call my energy back. That's like a man or a man sticking his dick in a dirty ass or a dirty pussy. You pulling it out don't change the fact you got dirt on it. And if you don't clean it off and clean your body, you still got a dirty dick. So all of y'all that keep listening to all these people because it sounds good, oh, I call my power back. I call my ache back. It needs to be purified because it has been tainted. Other things have touched that energy. Other things have embraced it, whether it's warfare, whether it is negativity from people's thoughts, actions, or their emotional state. It don't matter, baby. Your energy has been contaminated. And when I say contaminated, other people, because their energy is not your energy. And their energy may not be good for your energy. So when you calling that back, All y'all like to be spiritual Indian givers. I don't know why we still use that terminology, because the Indian got the land taken from them, but they did take it from us Native Americans. Anyway, but I'm here to give you some counsel. Exactly, Demetrius. So, continue, sir and ma'am, to bypass my counsel and just go out there and experience. Huh? I know experience is the best teacher, but experience comes with a cost. And sometimes you can't afford the lessons that life has to offer you. And so what I have done through my social media, what I did to my website, through my classes, trying to give grown people opportunity to save them some time, some energy, and some money. But some of you guys don't even understand what I am actually offering out here. And the level of counsel that I give you, it saves you. So if you don't want to listen to the counseling and I tell you to slow down and focus on this and that there, baby, by all means, go out here. Let me tell y'all something. Let me give you this before I get to the advance. Let me tell you something about life. Life has met better teachers than you have ever had. And life always got a lesson for the teacher. Life always have a lesson for the masters. Life always has a lesson for the elite. Huh? See, none of us, this was created with us in mind. Because all is mine. So it don't matter if you decide to go through Ifa, voodoo, Christianity. You decide to be an atheist. You decide to be solitary. Baby, life got something for you. You decide to be a prophet, but you know what? You're going to be a prophet in the desert like John the Baptist. Life got something for you out there in the desert. You decide to say, you know what? I'm going to live high on the hog and I'm going to be like Isaiah and I'm going to go into the palace. Life, baby, sir, ma'am, got something for you in the palace. You're going to be rich. Life got something for you. You choose to be poor. Life got something for you. You decide to ignore all signs, decide, baby, still, life got something for you. If you decide to take all the lessons and learn and you did everything right, you lined up perfectly in Ifa. You lined up perfectly in Palo. You did everything. You had the right teacher. You was in synchronicity. I promise you, sir and ma'am, life still got a test for you. You don't have to listen to me. You can run in packs. Life got something for you. You can be solitary. Life got something for you. So whatever path you decide to go down, I need you to understand this. There's a test down there waiting on you. To my advance. To all of you, hey, don't listen at me. What do I know? Do I look advanced in magic and spirituality? I don't know. If you have questions, all you gotta do is hit that. We have super chat on here because this still is a business. For my advance, my advice is to you, to all of you that practice Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Kumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, Ajay's, Christians. My advice to anybody that is advanced and are you not taking my advanced class, but actually advanced in your gift, your talents, and your ability. My advice to you would be this: you are not invincible. The moment you get into a place where you think you're invincible, you're coming down, sir. You're coming down, man. Stick to your training. I don't care how advanced you are. Never forget your basics. My advice to anybody that has taken my advanced class and you are operating as an alchemist, and never get into your mind that you're in a space that you're invincible. That nobody can touch you. No spirit can touch you. That is a delusion of being advanced. You can be so good at what you're doing till you are no good at all. Once you have learned all the fundamentals of the ATRs, once you have learned to connect, disconnect in your intermediate stage, and once you got to the advanced stage and you're operating from your crown chakra and you are transforming gold and water into wine and you're doing all this alchemy work, please, sir and ma'am, remember, there's somebody that reached that place, that stage long before you have. You're not the first. You're not the pioneer in that dimension. There are other spirits and gods and goddesses that have existed eons before you ever ever touch a toenail in that dimension. You are a babe in that dimension. You're not the guru. You're not the master. So, sir, ma'am, out of all of your delusion and all your capabilities and all of your insights and visions and dreams and how spirit moves and flows through you, please do yourself a favor. Always remember your fundamentals. Always remember your foundation. Always keep yourself grounded and understand that you're a source. You're not the source. You have Ache. You're not the Ache. You have power. You're not the power. My advice to you is to understand you are still connected, and much is given, much is required. All advance is great responsibility. To all of you that think that once you gain the power that you're going to do what you want, that is the point in your life you're going to be told what to do the most. This is why the scripture said, the greatest among you be servants of ye all. I want to give you some advice. Once you get to that plateau of power and authority and frequency and everything, you're going to become the servants of all things beneath thee. You're going to become the spiritual janitor. The scripture says very clearly, let the greatest among you be servants of ye all. You're going to become the housemaid. Because you're going to understand like no other why it is important to do spiritual cleansing. You're going to find yourself just like me cleansing and environments, not because the people deserve it. It's because you understand the responsibility of having a clean environment in order to manifest spirituality. That's all you're going to find out, sir, ma'am. Once you get to the top of the class, now you become the teacher of the class. More responsibility. So wherever you are on this chart, I give advice unto thee. While you have an opportunity to be the student, bring the teacher an apple. Serve well. Before you become the servants of ye all, serve well. So the energy you put out, the energy you get out. To all of you, whether you are going to practice magic or not, in life, I need you to understand this. You can take the counsel or you can receive the experience. You can listen at me and say, you know what, I need to make certain... And guess what? All you're going to do is save time, energy, frequency, and money. That's all you're going to do. When you get counsel, you're going to make better decisions. You're still going to live your life. You're going to still make your choices. But in counsel, you will make more solid decisions. You'll make more pointed, more intentional decisions. That's going to put you in better places. Because the reality you live today were created and conjured by the ideas and decisions yesterday. So how you begin this is how you end this. Alpha, Omega. You can still come out here and say, you know what, I got all these conjures and I got all these classes and I took this tutelage. I have given people counsel and they have stood out there and I have given them wild counsel and they went out there and lived the life of a jackass. I'm going to say it again. I have given wise counsel to people and they have walked out of my energy field and lived the life of a jackass. I have given them counsel how to ride the wings of an eagle, and they have laid down with pigeons. They chose experience. I have told people what was going to happen and what was going down, and they choose to ignore that, and they hit every branch on the way down out of that tree they fell out of. Sir, ma'am, it is not my job to make grown people do nothing. If you want to lick stick, if you want to work, don't work, I don't care. What I am saying, that it is to your advantage to take the counsel and not the experience. Because I don't care how hard of a drill sergeant I am, I can't do nothing with life. Life got some stuff out there I'm still learning. There's some waves out of there I say, God, only you. You understand? There are some places in my journey that I had to get there, that I had to trust God with everything within because not even my training was sufficient. Not even my experiences was sufficient. If it had not been for the Lord on my side. That's why even now at my level and at my degree, I still give God praise. I still give honor to the Egg because I understand foundation. I understand fundamentals. Because some of y'all going to get to a place and you're going to keep saying, I, until you find yourself on the island of Patmos. You're going to find yourself isolated and by yourself and with no help. You're going to understand down the road why it's important that you benefit off of the counsel and choose not the experience. So, beginners, intermediate, advanced. If you don't want to practice magic, and you think that magic ain't got nothing to do with your life, and you think you're going to continue to go around here and not do your incense burns, baby, sir, ma'am, whatever I offer is for your benefit. You have to live your life, your reality. I was taught by a Virgo, my mother. She said it's best to have a tool and not need it, and to need it and not have it. If you don't have a problem being caught with your pants down, sir and ma'am, by all means, live your life. If you continue to go out here and go to court and get defeated in the courtroom and say it was the Lord's will, baby, do you. If you want to continue to lay down with mullets and crawdads and crabs and roaches, sir, ma'am, insecticide yourself to death. I don't care. But I am here to encourage people that there's a benefit of taking counsel. It is a benefit of taking these classes. There's a benefit of you not going and doing that graveyard work and letting me do that. It's a benefit. But go ahead and experience. And you're going to become a part of what we call, you can learn a lot from a dummy, and you also going to become very much a part of this other clause I said. You can learn what not to do watching some people. Now, when I came up, did I go by everything that I was counseled? No. But I went by more of what I was counseled than I experienced. And when I experienced, I realized why I should have took that counsel. I got you, Demetrius, with guardian angel incense. Let me tell y'all something. You can continue to think that certain things are not necessary until they become necessary. You can think I'm a fool until you become that fool that you thought I was. You can continue to come on this live and become a parakeet and mimic everything that I say and thinking that you actually have my level of connectivity and my level of experience. You can do that. But one thing I will tell you, there's a reason why information is not knowledge. Because if it was knowledge, you would know how to apply it. What I am encouraging you to do, sir and ma'am, if you have the opportunity to be in the presence, around, in the vicinity, as Madam Oshun would say, adjacent to a man or woman of experience that have already gone through it, I would urge you, sir and ma'am. I would urge you, sir and ma'am. I am telling you, sir and ma'am, but I will urge you, sir and ma'am, to take that advice rather than the experience. I'm just passing through, but this is great advice for anyone. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm telling you guys, I have given some of the most profound advice to some of the most pig-headed people that I know, even down my children. There are certain things I as a Sagittarius, Moon, and Aries, and Raza, I would prefer you not to experience. But you're not going to take the advice. So the next thing after not taking advice is taking the experience. But I want you to know, whether you gay, straight, or bi, rich, poor, healthy, unhealthy, educated, uneducated, the moment, sir and ma'am, that you forfeit, and that's what is a forfeiture. When you forfeit that advice, the next thing that comes after that forfeiture is experience. Now you got to go and figure it out. And we don't know, sir and ma'am, how long it's going to take you to figure that out. We don't know how many roads you're going to have to travel, how many miles. We don't know how many encounters you're going to have with people, places, and things before you figure that out. You don't know how much pain you're going to acquire. You don't know how many strikes. You don't know how many setbacks. Because let me tell y'all something what I learned from my grandmother. She used to say this a lot. She said trouble is very easy to get in, sir and ma'am, but it's very difficult to get out. It's one thing when you get into the lion's den. It's another thing trying to get out the lion's den. Sometimes just paying attention to the sign and say, do not enter. Sometimes you're looking at it, they say one way. There's a reason why people put up signs. There's a reason why grown people, take out their time to tell you something. Instead of you talking about somebody getting into your business, you say, thank you for the advice. That I don't have to have the experience. My sister, my baby sister, stayed out a lot of trouble watching me go through. Because I didn't take certain advice. And she watched me. And she learned what not to do. Now, you can become that subject matter, sir, man, whether you practice EFA, whether you believe you're a prayer warrior, whether you believe that you are a businessman, a businesswoman, you believe that you are a good man, a good woman, you believe that you the finest thing since white bread, Danny bread, I don't know. What I do know, that it doesn't matter who you are, where you at. Somebody gave you some advice. Somebody gave you some counsel. And it saved your life. Somebody gave you some counsel and it saved you some time. So since we, at whatever point of our life, we know the benefit of advice and good counsel, sir and ma'am, I don't see no reason to choose the experience. But if you do, it's on you. I don't like repeating myself because I'm a very good communicator. But I do realize, all right, I got you, Karen O'Brien. Stop gossip and protection. I tell people, you know, you got talking ass people around you. The only advice I can give you is do something about it. To sit there and keep on reiterating events after events over and over and over and thinking it's about everybody else and you not saying that you're being asinine because you keep doing that. You're saying so many things. I have always taught my children, wow, God is faithful. I need advice. Exactly. Let me tell y'all something. We all gonna know. Let me tell you something. We all gonna know if you took the advice. Because a hard head make a soft ass. And when you sit down, we gonna tell you one taking a lot. Because some of y'all ain't got no ass. Because it's soft. Because your head is hard. We know you're not listening. Because your mouth open. Because you talking. The Bible said be swift to hear and slow to speak. But guess what? That's why you are always in the stuff. You're always taking on responsibilities that you are not fit to take on. Because you think it's about, because I care. No. You like it, I love it. You're going to learn why old people used to say those things. If you like it, baby, I love it. I used to hear my grandma say, when your belly full, you are stopping. Some of y'all used to be fine, but your head was so hard you had to lose your finding because your ass done got soft. And I'm talking to the men and the women. Protection. Nobody gonna keep on telling you grown. Baby, listen. I'll be stupid, I'll be crazy, I'll be all of that stuff. When life get through with your ass, I'll end up being the guru and the wise man. Because you're going to end up coming back. You know how many times I heard people come back grown and talking about something, you were right. Apostle, I tell them, I'm not in the business trying to be right. I try to give you some counsel for your ass. Huh? But you want to get it bust wide open? Go ahead. Go ahead. You grown. That people be acting like when they don't want to take my counsel, that you act like it's not my ass getting bust wide open. It's yours. You're going to go for that dry run. Not me. You're not hurting me. The moment grown people figure this out, that you're not hurting nobody by not taking counsel, And you the one got to go down and experience whatever that is that you feel like you got to experience. And you the one going to walk away with them scars and tears and jaded. That's on you. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want to hear about it because guess what? You did not walk into that. And I know you don't want to hear this next part I'm going to say. You did not walk into that blind. You have a testimony against you in heaven and earth. You did not walk into that situation blind. I had a young lady talk about she mad with this man, and I stopped her right in the midst of, you did not walk in there blind. I told you about his ragged ass before you ever gave him some pussy. Sir, I told you about him before you ever went down on him and sucked his penis. Stop acting like you walked into these situations blind. You got counsel. You were told. You were warned. You didn't. Sir, ma'am, Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo. You, Christian, you were told. You ignored. You got your experience. Now you walking around with your baby. You walking around with your baby in one arm and a baseball bat in the other, talking about you gonna kill him. But you were giving advice. You were giving advice. You were giving advice. But you wanted the experience. And that's what you need to be telling these people. I don't care if you're a card reader. I don't care if you're a parent. You wanted that. You campaigned. You put up signs. You put your earmuffs in. You put your fingers in your ear because you didn't want to hear it. So if you don't want to hear it, that means you won't experience it. I'm going to say that again. I want everybody, if you don't want to hear it, you won't experience it. Type that in there. If you don't want to hear it, you won't experience it. And you ain't got to listen. Them your ears. And that's your ass. I think that's a good quote. All I say is, I share a lot of wisdom. I share a lot of insight, and that's whether you work with me or not. At the end of the day, I give out basic information for anybody that trying to do better for their life. I tell melanated people all the time how to do better, how to think better, how to renew your mind. Baby, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do no mental clarity. You don't have to do no peace incense. You don't have to do no oil of glass. You don't have to do anything. You really don't. You don't have to wash your ass. But there are consequences. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. I don't care what you practice. I don't care what you believe in. Because some of y'all right now, the reason why you going through right now, because you believe shit that wasn't proven or tested. Huh? There people say, oh, I don't believe in that. Ma'am, sir, I don't give a damn what you don't believe in. What have you? Huh? He said, if you doubt not in your heart, whatsoever you say shall come to pass. If it ain't coming to pass, that's your ass. I'm a spiritual rapper on tonight. All I've been trying to tell people, at the end of the day, you act like I'm gonna go home and sleep with that man or that woman you with. You act like I told you about your income. I told you about your health. I told you about situations. Ma'am, sir, at the end of the day, I'm not living that reality. And the moment you're, just like my kid, I try to, listen, I done been there, done that. You can live in your delusion until you come to your reality. You can be just like the prodigal son. You're going to have to come to yourself just like I had to come to myself. And I hope you come to yourself before you eat that husk. Because some of y'all done ate that husk, done ate them nuts, y'all done ate that tail. You done sat there and ate with the swines. You didn't even come to yourself. You just kept going and going and going because you didn't take advice. Huh? At least the prodigal son, because some of y'all want to label yourself as the prodigal son. Some of y'all want to label yourself as the prodigal son. You're not the prodigal son because you ate that husk. You drunk that swine slop. You went down, laid down with that man, that woman. You went out. You did not go to school. You forfeited your benefit. You are not the prodigal son because at least the prodigal son did not eat the husk. And the prodigal son got up and returned to the father's house. You ain't got back home yet. How are you the prodigal son? How does that parable, that storyline apply to you? Huh? You weren't even smart enough. You didn't have enough in you not to eat the husk. And you were warned. How do you feel sorry for somebody that intentionally damaged themselves? Eyes wide open. Like I said, if you don't think this applies to magic and spirituality, keep living. You don't think this is necessary, keep living. You think that you can continuously to go around here and in spirit or Egun or whatever angel, whatever you call your God is your spirit of counsel, and Yahshua the wonderful counsel, whatever, and you think you can continue living a life of prosperity and health and ignore counsel? Convince anybody that has wisdom. Convince anybody that has had any type of victories or ever got delivered out of something. That tell them that they did not take the advice of some man, some woman, or some spirit. That's why they are able to get where they are. Because I took a lot of counsel. I took a lot of advice that was for my benefit. And all the advice that I received was not something that was pleasant. It wasn't pleasant to the ears, but it was good for my soul. And it put me in a better place in life. It made me make better choices. Because some of y'all think counsel going to be sweet. You ain't living a good life. You not making good choices. Why you want somebody to be tender to you? You are, and this is what gets me with some of y'all. You could talk hard to everybody else, but you don't want nobody talking hard to you. Everybody else should understand. Everybody should get it the first time. But you on your 42nd turn, and you ain't got it yet. You done missed that exit 47 times. You done messed up 73 times. And that's within 40 minutes. But you'll turn around and be hard on somebody else that just started. Huh? I'm talking to you. I'm giving you some advice. Stop giving out advice. If you don't trust your own advice, stop giving it. If you don't use your own advice, don't give it to nobody else. If you don't eat your own food, don't pass your plate. Huh? I'm just some advice. You cannot tell your daughter how to deal with a six-figure man when you ain't never had a $4 man. You don't have the wisdom. You have $2 whole wisdom. Huh? You have the wisdom of getting put out. As a man, you got the wisdom of getting put out of a house. So your wisdom to your son is how to stay in a house. Not how to take care of a household. You can't counsel. You can't give out certain advice because you don't live that advice. If I'm giving you advice or counsel or something in the ATRs or just everyday life, it is stuff that I apply to my own life. Because at the end of the day, if it's good for the goose, it got to be good for the gander. That's how I live. So I don't have time to be coming out here on social media telling you some bullshit when I know I don't do it. If I don't trust it, I ain't gonna give it to you. If it ain't good enough for me to give to my children, I'm not gonna give it to you. If I wouldn't give it to my sister, my mama, I'm not gonna give it to you. And that's just because, and not because I'm spiritual, it's because I'm a decent person. Because some of y'all think that certain these attributes that I have are because of my spiritual nature. Sometimes it's just being a decent person. Some of y'all just not decent. You still practice Ifa, Voodoo, Christianity, Islam. You practice all the ATRs, you do conjure, but you're just not a decent person. And I don't want to fuck with you. And that's just good counsel. Huh? All I say to another person, if you can't trust your mouth, why should I? If you can't trust your own dick and your own pussy, why should I? Huh? Some of us don't even trust ourselves. We hide money from ourselves. Some of us don't trust ourselves. We smell our own. When you're not sure, before you try to smell me, smell yourself. Like I said, you could take the counsel if you want to. I would encourage you to take the counsel. And that's whether it's from me or whether it's from somebody else that have been proven. And sometimes, let me tell y'all something. People that are messed up in life can give you the best counsel in the world. They can tell you what not to do. And they can tell you what the end of that road ends up. Huh? Sometimes you got to listen to the people on the street if you want to stay off the street. Sometimes you got to take the counsel of somebody that tore up their house, but they trying to keep you from tearing up yours. Because they done did exactly what you're doing right now, and they know where it ends in. Huh? I told y'all, many of y'all, keep listening to these hoes. You don't want to take my advice. Keep listening to these hoes, because half of these women don't want no man because they eating pussy. That's why the old people say consider the source. Some of y'all listen to these women, they just trying to sell a product. And I tell these people all the time, I'm going to give you some good advice. You can take this or not take it. I'm not in love with Beyonce, but I listen to Beyonce. I like her music, but I'm not no super fan. But I always tell women about Beyonce. I say, y'all looking at Beyonce the wrong way. I want you to look at Beyonce through the eyes of somebody that's wise. Beyonce is a businesswoman. She's a Virgo. She's just like my mama. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, let me break it down to you. Beyonce is a married woman. Y'all hoes ain't married. She's Miss Carter. I don't care how much she shake her ass. Do you pay attention to how close she allowed those men to get to her? Do you notice that her name is not in the street, that she don't slave? I don't care what. She making money. Let me tell you another thing about Beyonce. I just want you to open your eyes. You see Blue Ivy? You don't know what Blue Ivy wrist look like. You don't know what Blue Ivy you don't know if she got a booty on her or not. You don't know if she got thighs or ankles. You don't know if she can have camel knees. We wouldn't even know. She's covered up. And I promise you, she's not covered up because she's young. She's covered up because Beyonce and Jay-Z ain't with it. Just because she doing it, she don't want Blue Ivy to do it. But your daughter out there doing it. I ain't hating on nobody. Make your coins. But you always got to consider the source. Because everybody ain't using what they selling. That's all I'm saying. Beyonce's not a hoe. She just sell whole songs. I hope you caught what I said. Beyonce, Miss Carter's not a whore. She just sells songs to whores. Praise God. Are you ready? I'm just saying. I got my Taurus for reading. Got you, sweetie. Taurus reading. I should have been getting all kind of likes. Y'all should have been, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. If you all should have been saying, praise Olodumare. Praise the mighty and zombie. Thank God for the ancestor of the Eguns. What you got an ancestor altar and you're not going to take the counsel? Anyway. What do I know? What do I know? Who am I? I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I just won a couple battles, that's all. I just defeated a couple enemies. Who am I? Why would you listen to me? Let me know you're listening to my Taurus and I will get your reading on the go. I should have been getting all kind of likes and super chats, and you better say that. And oh man, take that counsel and leave that experience alone. But a lot of us have found ourselves taking that experience and ignoring the counsel. Okay, there go my Taurus. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee that which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes concerning love the Taurus. Ebasa! Love the Taurus, that which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes concerning this Taurus. What is it? Is that she should be focused on? Ebasa. What should this? Ebasa! What should this Taurus be focused on? Ooh, felt that. I appreciate y'all moderators working there. I told you as above, so below. Now let's get with it. Now, if this is your first time watching me, I do a 3-card pull. So we have shadow, we have present, and then we have outcome card. Taurus coming up, diamond in the rough. In shadow. Ain't that something? Resh He Ayin. It said, here I accomplished nothing less than the complete transformation of negative situation into positive opportunities and blessings. That is the focus, Taurus. Look at that. Manna rains down upon me. Manna is the word, the daily bread that comes down. It says life begins to taste like everything my soul desires and imagines. Now y'all know Taurus rules taste. This card right here is saying focus on the things that apply and are applicable to you. And they're also talking about you turning negative situation into opportunities and blessing. That means no weapon. Let me say it like this. Diamond in the rough is the concept of in that situation. When you first enter that situation, you don't see the good in the situation. But eventually, things work out for your good, and then you see why that had to happen in order for you to get what God got for you. That's what that means. Then you got your middle card saying, finish what you start. That's your present card. That's the middle card that you are going through right now. It says, Lamed Kaf Bet. It said, I am endowed with the power to conclude everything I begin, especially tasks and goal of a spiritual nature. Now, you already know that is true. That is consistent to the thing that has been going on. But this card right here is saying that you are following through and being consistent on those tasks and things that are of a spiritual nature. Then we say, look at your outcome card. Taurus, self-esteem on the outcome. It says, hey, hey, hey. It said, with the divine energy of this sequence of letters, I am connected to the power of the ancient priest, high priest of the temple to heal all areas of my life. Taurus, this card right here saying your outcome card is going to be about you being healed. Now, this is where my triple threat comes into effect right here. It said in all areas of life, in health problems, finances, and relationship conflict. That means those 3 areas of life are going to be touched on the most in the for your healing, your health, your finances, and your relationships. Any relationship conflict. Those are the things that are going to be addressed this year, which is your outcome card. So that's something that's going to be coming forth. I like that. I would do Psalm 25 if I were you. I got me another Cash App. Cancer reading for Shamari. Got you. Where's my pen? I just had it. Don't you just hate it like when you having sex and you can't find your drawers? Oh, maybe that don't happen to y'all. That's when you have a real good time. If I have a real good time, I'll leave them. Who needs them? Take my goodies and go home. Read in. All right, Shamari. Demetrius said, counsel over experience. All experiences are necessarily good and necessary to go through. Good advice tonight, Apostle. Thank you so much. Trying to help him. Shamari, let me know you're listening. Okay, I got you. I like that. On Super Chat. That's how you put that good wisdom out there. Put it on Super Chat, and then it's always in the archives. But that's some good wisdom and good confirmation. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee, that which is in the dark, bring it to light of my eyes. Concerning Shamari the Cancer. Ebasa! Shamari the Cancer. That which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes concerning this cancer. What is it that she should focus on? What should this cancer focus on? Ebasa. Cancer. Let's see what's going on with Shamari the Cancer. Your shadow card. Somebody said, how you doing? Lena, what's that? Lennon Smith said, how you doing? A little horny, but I'll be all right. and hungry. Horny and hungry. That's a bad combo. Shamari, your card says in shadow says long range vision. Hey Resh Yud. I'm sorry y'all, I'm a Sagittarius, so don't be asking me questions like that because I'm allowed to tell you the truth. Your shadow card says I have the power of clear vision and foresight. In every part of my life, the blindfolds are removed. It said I can see the full-grown tree in the newly planted seed. I can grasp the cause and effect relations that governs all reality. My life choices and actions are motivated by ultimate results. In other words, fulfilling what you started. And it said not monetary illusions. I can now also see more with my mind's eye. I can perceive more through my mind's eye, and I feel more through my intuition. This is a very spiritual card, but this is right here. This is a card of maturity for Cancer. This is talking about blindness coming off reality, dealing with what is real, what is consistent. It also talks about seeing stuff before it gets started, because when it talks about seeing the full-grown tree and the new, that means understanding what's the outcome before it actually That's a stupid ass question. Mim Yud Kop. If you got a question, do my super chat. Your middle card says revealing the concealed. It said Mim Yud Kop. It said I gather the ability to bring forth the powers of observation, to see the truth, and the courage to handle it. I really believe that you're going through a grown-up stage, because the way your cards are falling, it's a whole lot of reality setting in. Cancer is an immature sign, but you are being challenged to bring out maturity. And it talks about observation. That means that you've been observing some things, and it talks about giving you the courage to handle what you see and what you're dealing with. Then your outcome card says no agenda on your outcome card. It says none are left. It said my motivation of self-interest, ulterior motive, hidden agendas give way to pure acts of friendship, unconditional love, and giving. When I take myself out of the way. This is also your outcome card. That means that the more you get out your own way, not self-sabotaging, the more you're going to see the fulfillment of the divine in your life. It says, when I take myself out of the way, I create a space of true and loving friends, joy, and fulfillment. It is meant for you to get the things that you desire, but if you get in the way, you're going to block. I would do things like mental clarity. I would work with that 7th chakra. I would do ancestor. I would do guardian. Peace. And so I'm just naming some things, because peace removes all disturbances, especially when you have water energy. I think that's everybody. All right, I think that's everybody. Exactly. But these are what's so very, very important. So once again, guys, thank you so much for your love, your support. Hit that like button after this video. It's archived in my YouTube page. Come if this helped you out, because this is what this is all about. I can only advise you, but I'm telling you that your comments matter, and the things that you put on, not only the super chat, but also the comments that you put behind these videos. It really, really helps a lot of people that are on the fence. I don't know why they're on the fence. They get chased that way, but I don't know what else, how real you got. I don't know what you're looking for, because if you haven't heard it here, I don't know where else you're going to hear it. All right. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Much love to each and every one of you guys. I will see you guys on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday. Yeah. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tonight, I want to say in honor of my head Orisha, my Fedifun Oya, and Yanza. I also to Babalu Aye. Thank you so much. And to my Eguns and to all of the spirits that are at work in my behalf. I got work to do tonight in Palo tonight and get some stuff done. So to each and every one of you guys, and also to all of my Bayberry candle workers, those are with Oya, and to my graveyard work. I'm going to be doing, even though I'm not going to the cemetery tonight, I'm got to work with my cauldrons tonight. I'm still going to be working with your Eguns tonight at my cauldron. To all of you that got graveyard work. Okay? Much love and support. Thank you. Samara said, I will get out of my way. All right, guys. I got to get much love.